It's 8121 Talk, Season 5, Episode 2, and we are back.
8121 Talk, we are back.
Mm-hmm.
Before we get started, talk to me.
First of all, let me apologize to America because I'm a little sick and I'm a little congested and everything, but yeah. So my apologies, America.
Right.
So this week, or the last week, because we're in Sunday. So last week, one of our classmates lost her husband, who is also our classmate.
Yeah.
So we just want to send condolences out to Tammy Johnson Major and her family.
Yeah.
Just ask that God continue to comfort you and keep you throughout this time.
Yeah.
And our prayers are with you.
Yeah. And you know, when I thought about it, you know, I don't usually do funerals, you know, but I found myself wishing that I was in Selma so that, you know, I would have went to this one because, you know, I've known John since East Side.
Right.
And I've known Tammy since, I don't even know when.
And for America, East Side is middle school.
Yeah. And plus, you know, good people. Good people.
Definitely.
That's pretty much all I can say.
Okay.
Yeah, just exactly what she said. The condolences, and I'm not good with that type of stuff, you know, but yeah. And what else did you say?
Our prayers.
Yes. 8121 Talk. Season 5, Episode 2.
That's it.
Let's get it cracking.
It's Alan Yolandi. It's got to be more careful. But who gon' do it for me? I got things complete. Writing words of the sheet. Nothing goes beneath. Writing in my notes. They ain't heard of me.
We are here on a Sunday, the day after Saturday.
The day before Monday?
The day before Monday, February 2nd.
Yes.
And we sitting here in our master luxurious bedroom in the dark. You wanted the window open, but I forgot.
Yeah, it's hot.
We'll do that later.
It's okay.
Today's subject is something that I've been trying to learn as I've gotten older. Because me being somewhat like my mother, I'm always worrying about the whys.
The whys.
The whys. I'm always worried about. So this show is going to be the whys.
Okay.
Right. I adapted this thought process from something I had read or saw somewhere where the guy said, you know, I'm no longer concerned with the whys. I'm just more concerned with the outcome and where it leads me. Right. And I realized, I said, man, I could go crazy worrying about the whys.
Exactly.
Why did the person do this? Why did they say this? Right? Why did they why did they do this? Why did they do this thing that made me feel a certain way? Right? Should I be concerned with that?
Man, oh no. Ever since you said something about this last night, I've been thinking about it. So with different people, I think it depends on the person. Sometimes some of the people in your life, yeah, you need to be concerned about the whys. But then there's other people where you be like, I don't know.
Right. When
I was younger, like maybe my teens, what have you, I don't think I was really too concerned about the whys into my 20s. But then as I matured and I'm like, okay, why is this person doing this? Because before I'd be like, forget them. But then I was like, okay, why? There has to be a reason. But now, as I near my 60s, I'm thinking, I
don't care.
Does the why really matter?
You don't care.
You know, so I don't know.
You don't care. You don't care because the outcome.
Yeah.
You know, an example would be if someone comes into your house and they steal money. And you've been friends with this person, right? The whys could cause you to let it happen again. the maturation of our thought process is just this. It's simple. This person is supposed to be my friend, but they took from me. Right? They took from me. They don't know if that money they stole was there to feed your family. They don't know if it's all you had left. They just took it.
Right. But then in that situation, for me, the why would matter because I'm trying to figure out why. Why would they do that? What do they have going on in their life that they feel like they need to take from me? And why couldn't they just ask me for assistance?
But that's where I think that I've grown to. I don't really have too many on that list where I would be the wise. Like I had to let it go.
I got that.
Like a friend, you know, man, I just think about, let's go down to the end of it, the outcome. This person decided to go wherever they went in my house to pick up something and take it. I don't care about your why. What was your reason for doing it? I don't care.
Okay.
I just need you out of here.
Okay.
But people are different. We don't have to be the same on it.
Yeah.
I just felt like, the wise gave me a lot of gray hairs. It gave me a lot of passes to hand out to people because I'm trying to figure out what's going on with them.
Definitely. Ignoring
the fact that what they did made me feel a certain way.
Right.
And sometimes bad.
Right. Yeah. I mean, it hurts your feelings.
Right.
It's disappointing.
Right.
Then you question yourself, like, what did I do to them to make them do this to me? And then not only just emotionally, it hurts because, like you said, that money that you took could have been a bill. So now my lights might get cut off because you took my money.
Right.
Or if they took something of material, like a necklace or something like that, that could have been the last thing that you received from your great grandmother that you've been holding on to all these years.
Could have been.
So it's like, what the world?
They were not thinking about
the consequences or the consequences of their actions.
Consequences. I know they didn't consider the why when they were doing it.
They did not.
So why
Well,
should
they
you?
considered their why. I need it.
Right.
Or I want it.
Right. They were purely operating on whatever they were operating on. And I'm like, I told my son, like, Al, I'm not a psychiatrist. It's not my job to analyze you and why would he do that or why would she do that? It's not my job anymore.
It's tiring for one thing.
Right.
It takes up a lot of brain power.
It does.
To think about why.
Now, we got that. The next level to it is, who do you extend the whys out to?
Like I said from the beginning, it just depends. I mean, definitely my children.
Yeah.
Obviously my sister.
Okay. Family.
Yeah.
Right? All that could be just summed up and say family.
Not all family, but family.
Not all immediate family.
Right.
So that's where you extend it out to because of our situation right now, we have kids around and this is their first round. So when they do something crazy, first round meaning they're young. They don't have any experience. So when they do certain things, I have to go into a why in order to help them. I have to go, why'd you do this? What were you thinking?
Right.
Right. I have to do that with them. But what it is? What's that old saying that God takes care of fools and babies? Right. Well, I eliminate the fools. Babies, right? Babies, like you have to keep the why in there because that's a part of their maturation. It's a part of their growing up process.
Right.
Because you can teach a lesson with that.
Right.
But my extension barely goes beyond that.
Okay.
Even if I'm just talking to a friend of mine on the phone and they say something that I think is off color or disrespectful, the old me would be, yo, why you say that, man? The new me would say, oh, hey, man, let me pour this water. I'll call you right back.
Not pour the water. I'm
out of there. It's not malicious.
Right.
It's just that I understand that this conversation is possibly going somewhere that I don't want to be.
Okay. I got that.
It's like, So the whys, we understand that you can't be a total machine and cut it off to everybody.
Right.
So my thing is immediate family.
And really depending on the day. Because where I might care about the why today, next week, I might not care about your why.
Right. You're bad average. It's like you might catch me on a day where I'm totally human.
Right.
And you might, oh my God, I started to bring up something, but that's a little too personal. But I'll leave that one alone.
Mm-hmm.
But sometimes you care. And sometimes you lay back and you couldn't give a damn.
Right.
Like I don't care what you're thinking or where the thought process come from. I just know that it is making me feel a certain way. Mm-hmm. Let me speak on the flip side of that. I go out of my way to make sure I don't do it to you. Mm-hmm. Not to you in particular, but to people.
Right.
I know how I felt when somebody did or said something. Mm-hmm. Right? So I guess you could say it's a flaw of mine. I'm very conscious of what I'm saying when I talk to people.
Right.
If that makes sense.
Yeah.
Which can be exhausting because you're constantly what do you call it? When you're monitoring what you say before you say it.
Right.
But is that the way life should be? Should you be able to just speak freely and say whatever? Tough.
Well, they say honesty is the best policy.
Not all the time.
Boy, that's sticky right there.
Yeah, it is.
Because you have to know how to be honest, if that makes sense.
Right.
You have to know, so you have to have tact sometimes when you talk to people. You have to have empathy because you want them to know the truth, but then you have to give them the truth in the way that they will openly receive
without
it.
Being harsh.
Without hurting them. I don't know.
Yeah, it's tough.
Yeah.
It's tough, and we are human beings. Like I met people that, they're robots. Mm-hmm. Well, they say they're robots. Mm-hmm. I don't care about anything. Not true. Mm-hmm. Right? You probably learn to some degree how to bury it better than most people, but you care. Yeah. So most of the time when people are arguing, fighting, always got a disposition as
sour.
It's because they're emotional. Mm-hmm. Right? I am not emotional. I'm as emotional as a human being could be.
What does that mean?
Okay, say if someone says something to hurt my feelings. Mm-hmm. In the moment, it smacks. Mm-hmm. Give me about an hour or two. I don't care.
Okay, well, with me, that goes back to the people. It depends on who it is.
Right.
Because somebody out in the street say something, I probably really don't care.
Right.
Or unless they catch me on a bad day and then I'm ready to clap back.
You was already emotional before they said it. Yeah.
But if it's someone who I care about and I believe they care about me, when they come out of their mouth sideways or they say something reckless or it might even be the truth, but the way they said it, the delivery of it is like, okay, why?
Let's be honest. Mm-hmm. Here on this planet right now, right? Who really knows you from the beginning to the end to give you a harsh assessment that can get under your skin?
From the beginning to the end? Nobody, because my mother's gone.
My mother's gone. My mother's gone too. Mm-hmm. So I met people along the way. Mm-hmm. They can evaluate me from that point on. Right. They can say little things, but it's not much anybody can say. Now, like you said, in the moment, you caught up in something and somebody might say something that gets under your skin. For me, that's temp. Mm-hmm. It's temporary. We're not talking about constructive criticism.
No, not constructive criticism.
We're talking about somebody just coming out and being nasty. Right. And saying something. It might get under my skin for a second. Mm-hmm. And then, because we're human beings, you use the word, 2 words, clap back. Mm-hmm. That's a natural thing. Right. But I'm so sick with it. Mm-hmm. I don't even know if I want to clap back all the time. Because you're just not worth it. Right. That leading into the whys. Like, why did they say that? No, sir. Because in my mind, if you said something that harsh or that bothered me, I think you said it to hurt me.
Right.
I ain't got to guess on it.
Right.
Like, so it is what it is. I was looking at Morris Chestnut. I think I sent you that clip. And he's been married for what, 28 years? They said something like that. And he said the key was knowing not to say something that you can't take back.
Right.
And I heard that and I thought about this podcast, the whys, and what we just led into about, I don't want to say something, so I analyze what I say before I say it. It's the same thing. And I often wonder, why can't everybody be like that?
No.
You can't take back everything.
You can't.
You cannot.
You can't.
So sometimes you might say something and that thing will stain like.
Sometimes I just keep my mouth closed.
Sometimes it's best to do that. I've had situations where someone was doing something that was bothering me pretty bad and I never said anything and gave it a day or two and they were back to normal.
Right.
It's because they were having a moment.
A moment, yeah.
Right. But if I would have jumped in, like, man, you and and maybe said something personal, you probably would have lost that person.
I tell you, relationships are not easy.
Are they not?
Not just a marriage, but friends, family, they're just not easy.
Right. I mean, to extend this a little bit before we get out of here, you know, me and Kenny Hurt were talking on the phone this morning, and I don't know if we like are similar in thought process, but we both asked the same question. And I think you gave me a semi-answer. It always perplexes me. Right? If I knew you at 15, right? I'm naive to the point where I think I still know you. Outside of barring, you know, children, marriage, family, those are major things and people change somewhat. But I always believe that at the core, you are still the same person. What I don't understand is this. When you come across certain people, they are totally different.
But see, there's two answers for that.
Okay.
It could be that the person that you knew back then was putting on the show and they wasn't letting their true self show.
Back then.
Or it could be that as they got older, of course, like you say, people change, whatever, that the things that they wanted to display when they were younger, that they were maybe didn't have the confidence or whatever to do, now they're doing it.
Right.
And that's okay. But the thing is, don't try to rewrite history while you're doing it.
Make yourself more or bigger than what you actually were.
Right.
And now you got this personality and attitude that's like,
right.
What?
Because people are going to change. You should change, because if you don't change, then you're stagnant, and that means that there's no growth. So change comes with growth, right?
For the better.
So, but just don't, like you said, don't be trying to make it seem like you always been this person.
Yeah.
And now you so much better than me, when, come on now.
That bothers me. You know, when I meet people that I grew up with or around, I'm making a conscious effort to have that same aura that I had when I was a kid, as much as I can. I can't be a kid, but as much as I can. You know, if the last time I saw you, it was peaceful, when I see you again, 30 years later, it'll be the same thing.
Right.
All this I just said, segue into that, blah, 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 blah. Should you wonder about the why when people act like that? I
don't know. Again, it comes down to the people.
Well, we were just talking about like classmates.
Yeah.
No, I let it go. I let it go. It is what it is. I'm still the same person. Well, I like to think so.
Right.
I'm still the same person, outstanding, hardship, children, everything that I've encountered. But I understand that that person over there has nothing to do with that. Right. So I show them the same person or the same aura that I had when I was around them the last time.
Well, what if when you was around them the last time, it was not peaceful? Are you going to be not peaceful with them again?
That's where it get tricky at because of maturation.
Exactly.
So I won't jump out of the window, but I would be cordial.
Okay.
Like if me and X, Y, and Z got into a fight when I was in the 5th grade, I'm 56 years old now. Come on, man. What we were fighting about in the 5th grade, I don't even remember.
Don't even remember.
And it probably wasn't important.
It probably wasn't.
So
they probably took your pencil off your desk when they walked by.
It might have been. They might have had those Chuck Taylors that I was hating.
Right.
You know? Okay. But it depends.
I mean, like you always say, there's layers to it.
Oh, there's many layers to it. There's many layers to it. And, you know, I just can't be concerned with the whys anymore. You know, the whys. To end this off, I'll just say this. Not concerned with the whys. I'm only concerned with the outcome. If that person on the other side, if you want to say it like this, had a job to do, I just need the outcome. Think about your job. They don't care about why you coming late.
True.
They don't care about none of that.
Right.
Right. They just want to know that productivity wise, that point is being hit.
Right.
If not, what happens?
Right. You get fired.
You get fired. I'm a job. I'm a business.
Okay.
So
I don't care about the why.
I don't care about the whys.
Okay. Because the outcome is you're going to get fired.
The outcome, I'm going to fire you.
Right. Okay.
The outcome is, I know that in order to sit in a room or be around you, I need to feel a certain way. And it takes work. It takes thought. Like you just said, you know, watching what you say, never saying something that you can't take back. It takes work.
Right.
And if someone is callous enough to be around you and not consider that, their whys don't matter.
Okay.
That is it.
Good thing, because I don't know if I can stop coughing.
8121 Talk, Season 5, Episode 2.
Episode 2.
We out.
It's in the books?
It's in the motherfucking books.
All right.
Yeah.
It's Alan Yolanda. You got to be more careful.